I have two because one goes out of bounds and one stays in bounds. So
oh yeah, you hit that well.
if I turn up to a golf course and hit like I've just hit the ping there, that's not coming out the bag all day. Giving you the reason to buy the drive without making it perform better. You have to go into a fit-in with an absolute peace of mind of, I'm going to leave here with what works for me.
That's really interesting, actually, just seeing that. Oh, you hit that one on the perfect line.
Yeah, we'll take that one. I was lucky enough to play golf with Paul Lorry, and I was very nervous because Paul Lorry won the Open.
Yeah.
And I just got that out all day.
Guys, back for another review. Well, not a review today, actually. We're going to do a session where we're going to talk about how to get the most out of your next driver fit. It's a crowded market. There's an awful lot to tackle in there, club heads, shafts, grips. And with YouTube royalty today...
There's not just that to consider. How many drivers do you want in your bag?
Exactly, yeah. Well, Phil Mickelson, right, was the first guy to do that, James.
He was, yeah.
And I think everybody laughed at it at the time, but now everybody's got two drivers in the bag.
So Phil had two drivers in the bag because one drew and one fade.
Yeah.
I have two because one goes out of bounds and one stays in bounds. So that's pretty much the difference I've got. But how are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Thank you very much about the lovely Woolly Park again. James has invited me up north. I've kind of brought the sun with me from the south.
I don't know how. It's going to rain soon because you're going back soon.
Yeah,
so it'll rain,
absolutely. But we're going to talk about drivers. I've got my gamer, which was fitted. You've got some really interesting options in the bag as well. So I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on mini drivers, full length drivers, what your experience has been.
It's a funny one for me with drivers as well because I've had quite a lot of driver fittings over the last 5 years and neither of these clubs are fitted in my bag.
Yeah.
The reason being is that when I test drivers and go out on the golf course, I think everyone should get fitted for a driver if it's possible for them. But I also think you need to go and take it out. And I mean, a lot of pros maybe put some tape on it for you and go and practice with it and see what it's like. But I think there's no substitute for taking it out on a golf course, seeing what it's like on your local golf course and seeing what ball flights you get. And of course, how far it goes, because we all think about buying a new driver to get more distance. I remember the days where before really fitting and TrackMan and all that, I used to go with my older brother who was a scratch golfer, and he used to get his practice balls and he'd write T for Titleist, P for ping, smack 20 down the range and go and see where they are and go, oh, well, that one's better, I'll have that one. Yeah. I know things would come on a little bit more than that. Yeah. But I also think the reality's in the dirt, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I think people can get a little bit bamboozled by the numbers, and ultimately, I think if we're looking at 10 questions to ask the fitter, right? I think, so first question would be, the one that you've got right now, what does it do? Why don't you enjoy it? If you've gone for a fitting, obviously you're probably looking for some additional performance. Yeah. So what is it about your current gamer that you don't enjoy? Is it a visual thing? Is it looks like it goes too high, goes too low, you feel like you do more distance? I think you've got to understand what your gamer does and arm the fitter potentially, or at least when you go to the golf store, know what you're sort of looking for, right? Because there's a lot of options.
Very similar to any aspect of a fitting. So we've just done a video about iron fits and we had a really good discussion there. And I think really the key question is, can I improve on this? And then maybe ask the fitter, where do you see me improving on this? Because it doesn't necessarily mean another 10 yards. It might be tighter dispersion. It might be a lot more consistent ball striking because of a different shaft. It might be even just kind of moving, and this is where Gimme Marketplace can really help by moving the weighting in your current gamer, because of your strike location and maybe getting a little bit more ball speed out of it that way could be a real help.
Yeah, I always used to say when I was fitting people that, and the straightest driver goes the longest. And what I meant by that is if you're bounding it down the fairway, you could technically on a launch monitor be 5-10 yards longer with another driver, but if it's much more erratic,
especially if it's that low pull, because I always used to find especially on a flight scope, it was if I hit that low pull, extra 10 yards easily. You think, well, but it's in the left-hand rough. Whereas if you button one down the middle, your spin rate's more like 2,500 and it's found that flight window you want.
And the next thing would be, obviously there's different styles of heads, right? So you've got your max forgiveness 10k, and then you've got these low spin bombers nowadays.
Let's not forget these.
And obviously you've got your mini driver as well, which is these are really interesting, right?
I couldn't believe how many people had this exact R7 mini driver in the bag at Portrush. Not just tailor-made staffers either. There were a lot of golfers out there who were being paid by other companies but had this in the bag, because if it starts blowing, you can, hopefully we'll show you a couple of shots in a moment where even at 11.5 degrees you can really flight one down with this and play some nice knuckleball shots. And depending on where you play, a 10 degree driver may be the best for you on a driving range with a launch monitor behind you. But actually, a driver that you can kind of flight a little bit lower may be better for you depending on the golf courses you play.
There's a little bit of breeze here. Let's see you hit that mini driver, James.
I was going to hit that one OB for you first, but we'll go with...
I think let's put the mini driver out there, and then let's see. We've got the G440 LST, which is a beautiful piece of kit, I have to say.
I really like it, yeah.
Yeah, this is James's game of this one.
I think this is the club I'd play on this tee.
Yeah, anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you hit that well.
So that's the kind of shot that I mean. So
beautiful, yeah.
That's probably 10 yards right of where I wanted it. It's just kicked into the rough. It's the perfect shot for this green because the green's set up to the left.
Yeah.
But if I hit that swing with the ping,
yeah,
it's not going to be as forgiving.
Yeah.
So we're going to hope for a better swing now with the ping and see if we can actually launch one up there. But 9 times out of 10, I'm really more than happy with that. That's pitching around 245, 250.
Yeah.
Spinning around 21, 22.
Yeah.
And you can see, was it a bit toey?
Yeah, but I actually think that's a really good location for most of these modern day drivers. You kind of get that higher launch, takes a bit of spin off of it, kind of comes out quick.
Yeah.
I thought that was a beautiful flight.
Yeah, it does the job, that's what I mean. It doesn't have to be a perfect swing.
It was flat, right?
Whereas with this, and the reason why this is my main driver is I've had good rounds with this. Bobby's seen it, maybe you guys have seen it, but if it goes wrong, that's in the bag straight away, just to make sure we don't. I probably hit 2 or 3 bad ones, and then I just give up.
You hit that one on the perfect line.
Yeah, we'll take that one. Probably a really bad example, but a really good drive.
You can see why it's in the bag. Really interesting about mini drivers. One of the questions that people used to ask me when they came in for fittings was obviously the surface area. That is a much bigger head, right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate this is a shorter shaft, but it is a slightly smaller head. What are your thoughts on obviously the fact that, you know, they're meant to be easier to hit, but for some people they might still find that a bit more intimidating almost?
I think a lot of it's about shaft length. I think shaft length is key to someone having a control of a club, because as soon as the shaft length gets beyond a 6-iron for a lot of people, it becomes a difficult club to hit.
Yeah.
You match that with whenever this gets longer, this gets flatter, it becomes a very, very difficult prospect.
Yeah.
So just going shorter, it's basically a big 3-wood, isn't it? Let's be fair.
Yeah.
But having that technology in there, obviously with the speed pocket and with the movable weights and with a lot of kind of things like that, can really, really help you still generate. I would imagine for me there, I'm swinging around ball speed 153 to 155 with that. This, I would hope around 160 to 165, depending.
Yeah.
That'll be 165 because it was a good swing.
Yeah.
But my club head speed's probably more like 106 or 7 with this, and maybe 110, 111 with this.
Okay, so you're about 4 mile an hour drop off.
But realistically, I mean, if I turn up to a golf course and hit like I've just hit the ping there, that's not coming out the bag all day.
Sure.
But it's the backup there just in case.
Yeah.
Some people don't have that, but I just like to have it there just in case.
Some people struggle to get it off the tee all the way around the golf course, right? At which point, that's really going to destroy your round of golf. It's very difficult to.
It's going to destroy the enjoyment as well, and that's why we do it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why I think
you want to go with that, don't you?
You know, I haven't actually hit the 11 and a half yet.
Come on,
so
Nick.
Let's
so funnily enough, Nick's going to bring you a video on the burner mini driver because it's yours.
Yes.
But, be interesting to see how you get on with that, because again, second-hand market, I've tested the burner against the R7, not a huge difference.
Yeah.
Just obviously a paint job and a name and a little bit of a kind of trip down memory lane. But I think TaylorMade do it so well with giving you the reason to buy the drive without making it perform better. Yeah. Because it's that nostalgia trick.
So from a coaching perspective, am I just hitting this the same as I'd hit
tee
driver?
that up higher. I think you tee it up a little bit low, Yeah.
But ball position and everything, is
ball
it the same?
Ball position the same as a driver, yeah.
So when you go for your fit, if you're hitting a mini driver, you're just hitting it exactly the same as your driver, guys?
Yeah, I don't see many people go for fittings with mini drivers either, because they're quite a limited run. But again, I took mine down to the guys at SGGT to do a retrofit and was shocked really on what the differences were. Yeah.
Oh no, that wasn't a good one.
It's
Sorry.
Actually okay if that tree, but it's actually okay if that tree's not there, isn't it?
That wasn't a good one. I got stuck in no man's land there with what to do with it. Interesting.
Most golf holes, that's fine though as well, that's the problem.
Let me give that a take 2.
Come on.
That wasn't a good swing. First one I've put a bad swing on since I've been filming with you, James. Got a bit nervous, obviously.
Nice.
Bit of a push, but...
That'll do you though, down this hole again.
It's interesting. It's
good for a specific golfer, I think, is the key. And it's not going to work for everyone, but it works for me. And I think that's one of the things you have to go into a fit-in with an absolute peace of mind of, I'm going to leave here with what works for me. Yeah. Total end of discussion. There's no, Well, I know that Barry hits that really, really well, so I'd love to do that. Well, Barry's Barry and you're Nick and Bobby's Bobby, so.
Yeah, I used to get a lot of people come in and say, I've hit my friend's driver, and they've hit it maybe once, maybe hit a good one.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I think I've got to go for that, and it might be super low spin, extra stiff shaft.
And they were playing in 30 degrees with a t-shirt on and they've come for a fit in.
But just that one strike doesn't make it for you, right? So I think you've got to be open for it as well. But that's a really interesting piece of kit. That I still feel more comfortable with the massive head.
Yeah.
In regards to putting that down. If I was teeing off at Portrush last week, in front of those crowds and whatnot, I'd probably want
that's interesting.
As much real estate as I could get.
So I was lucky enough to play golf with Paul Lorry at Turnberry. Thank you, Bobby. And I was very nervous because Paul Lorry won the Open.
Yeah.
And I just got that out all day.
Yeah,
and just hit that. And he was like, oh, what's that little thing you've got there? You're hitting that way. I was like, yeah, I am, Paul, because that could go absolutely anywhere.
Yeah, so just short shaft. You just felt like you could just get it away.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Right.
Let's go and have a little look. Yeah.
So interestingly, and this is a test that I've done time after time after time, and it just varies depending on the day and depending on the swings. But we've got my ping driver, which is all the way up there, 60 yards short of the green. That's one of the best drives I've hit on this hole, probably ever, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then the mini driver, which, to be honest, I was more than happy with.
Yeah.
When we stood up there and hit that, it's landed in the fairway, just kicked out to the right. This is what I mean for this angle to the flag. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
It's probably 15 yards shorter, would you say, if we're going to go front to back? So really, you would say that you'd be silly not to hit the ping G440 there, but I know that there's no way I would have picked the ping out that first time. I would have hit the mini driver, I'm happy with that, and I'd take it from there.
You said that. You said that about Paul Lorry, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
You feel quite happy teeing off with the mini driver all day. You sacrifice, if you get this one away, you hit that even, like you hit that one.
Yeah, yeah.
10 yards?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
That's the thing nowadays with the tech and those mini drivers as well. That's really interesting, actually, just seeing that.
And that's what a fitting can't tell you.
No.
A fitting can't tell you how you feel in front of Paul Lorry on the first tee.
Absolutely, 100%. Guys, I hope you found a lot of value on that again. James has absolutely creamed this one and shown exactly why mini drivers in the bag. I know you've got some interesting content coming out this week.
Yeah.
So I won't ruin that for you guys, but I'm looking forward to seeing that myself. As always, thanks very much for the invite.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Cheers, thank you.
Guys, go and check out Gimme Market for any second-hand equipment that you're looking at. It's starting to fill up now with lots and lots of good product out there as well.
I've heard there's mini drivers as well.
Mini drivers as well. And I'll be back with some more content very, very soon.